Well, hello again and happy Sunday. I'd started videoing this, but you know when I said I thought on the other video that I just made of the shawls that I thought that the battery wasn't charged up. Well, apparently it was telling me that the memory was full, which is strange because I delete everything, you know, as I upload it, I automatically delete everything. So we'll have to wait and see and hope that it doesn't go beep 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 and tell me it's out of memory again. Because then I am struggling. Hope not. Hope not. Anyway, what I was saying before was, if you want to know what Paris is wearing, you can see her here. I watch a video called DOY7 Creations, and she had made these lovely head wraps. And they look great on her. So I thought, well, I'll make one. But I made it out of oddments because I didn't want to waste good yarn if I didn't like it. And whilst it looks okay on Paris, it doesn't on me. I told you I don't have a hat face. Anyway, what am I doing? I am actually, hold your breath, wait for the drum roll, have started knitting. You can't see much of it because I've just casted it on. Or cast it on, not casted, cast it on. I do love knitting, as you know, but I can't do it because the shoulders just set off on my arms and my neck. So I'm going to try and limit myself to just doing a few rows and then stopping. It is, I hope she's not watching, it is my youngest niece's Christmas present, and she does love knitting, so, well, she doesn't love knitting, she loves wearing knitting. So it's the wash and wear double crepe Serdar, and it doesn't have a colour on it, although it did on the when I bought it, I can't remember. It's shade 0386. It's sort of like a very pale silvery grey. What am I knitting, you might inquire? Well, I got this book from Amazon. You know, one of their cheap deals. It's an ex-library book, actually. It was one of those £2.50 and you pay the postage. One of those deals. And it's knit and crochet sweaters. So when I was going through it, I found, where we've gone now, lost it completely. This sweater. And I thought, oh, I love that for my younger niece. So my elder niece came yesterday to take me shopping, as she usually does. She's very good with me that way. And I said, do you think, you know, Kath would like that? And she goes, oh yeah, I think so. It's not too holy. It's a bit sort of like a holy rib at the bottom, but it's not too holy, if you know what I mean. My niece is more of a plainer girl. I don't mean plain looking girl, I mean a plainer wearing things girl. She likes classical styles. So she doesn't wear anything too lacy or too fancy or anything like that. So I'm hoping she'll like that. Now this book says it comes from 2006, but the patterns are older than this because there's actually a pattern in here that my mum knitted for my son when he was just a teenager. Funnily enough, in the same colour as I'm using now. That one there, hope you can see. Didn't put the light on because it shines on things, doesn't it? So I'm just hoping you can see it. So the book itself must be, the patterns must be older than that. But there's some very good like basic patterns. There's like one, the family basic pattern there. It's called Family Circle Easy Sweaters 50 Knit and Crochet Projects, but it's a very old book, so you may find it somewhere amongst second-hand books somewhere. I don't know whether or not you would find it anywhere for sale. Now I like that one, but it's in chunky and it's on 9mm needles. I may do it one day for me. I'm alright if I can put knitting down, but I love doing it. And then I go mad and crazy and do it, and then I can't move. Yeah, that's a nice cardigan. Not sure why it's fastened with a safety pin, or is it supposed to be a short pin? And this one's very pretty, but it's done in textured yarn. I do love the look of knitting, I have to confess. This one's a Crochet Chic, it's called. I don't know whether I like that. Well, my niece likes this as well because it's of the nice, you know, scarf it's got round its neck here that makes it all the more jazzier. And this I really do like. I would love to make that for myself one day, but I'd have to do a few rows at a time and make myself put it down. That's Block Party. Again, another knitted one. This one's actually crochet, so it's looks nice and together, if you know what I mean. You know, that's another one maybe my niece would like, but it's done in bubbles. I think it's done in bubbles, because you know how I hate doing bubbles. What's my... Oh, it doesn't actually say bubbles. It's like front post, back post and that, and we'll have to see. Doesn't say bubbles, it must be just a cluster of trebles. I don't mind doing them. It's when you have to do the yarn over, yarn over, yarn over, and then pull it through about 6 stitches, 7 stitches. I get the wool stuck and I get annoyed. That's a nice classical one, I think that's knitted as well. Yes, stitch holders and that will be knitted. That's the one I'm doing. That's a nice jacket again. I think the knitted ones all seem to be more towards the front. There are more knitted things in here than there are crocheted. And that one's called Big Easy. Again, that's a knitted one. Sorry if I'm flashing through them, but you know, I know most of you are crocheters and not knitters. And that's a nice jacket. It's classic, isn't it? You know, it sort of was in style in the 80s and it's still in style. These are obviously crochet because they're lovely and lacy. I've got tons of camisoles, you know, in different colours because I always wear them underneath something for an extra layer. It's like a posh word for vest, isn't it, really? You know, how your mother wouldn't let you out of the house without wearing your vest, you know, but now we have called them camisoles and it's a bit more posher, isn't it, than a vest. That's a pretty cardigan. Again, it looks like it's in chunky knit. You have to have a crochet hook for that somewhere, but mostly it's knitted. Oh, I like that. Again, it's got a fringe around the bottom. It's sort of like a half poncho, half sweater, isn't it? And I love little sweaters like this, but of course they don't suit me because I've got a rather large tummy. So I don't wear crop top things because I tend to wear things longer. I don't mind wearing things like that shorter because I'm usually wearing something underneath that would cover up my tummy. That is really sort of 70s, 80s, isn't it, really? Right, we're on to family values now. Yeah, maternal instincts. Yeah, these are just all, it's the yarn, isn't it, not the actual sweater style that makes them. But of course this book's from way back when, so probably wouldn't be. I quite like that. Again, that's probably the yarn that fades, you know, from one shade to another. That's pretty. Again, we're all on knitted. There's not many crochet in this book actually, but I don't mind because I only paid about £2.50 for it plus the postage. So it doesn't worry me too much. And again, that's the classics sweaters. I think you can't beat a good classic sweater in your wardrobe because you can dress it up, you can dress it down. You know, I mean, I wouldn't. I like the cable bit at the top there, but I wouldn't do all that at the bottom. That really dates the sweater, doesn't it? I think, anyway. You know, sweaters with motifs kind of on them are a bit more dated. And again, that's a nice sweater, but you know, you could only wear it Christmas, couldn't you, really, with the Christmas tree stuck in the middle of it? But you could always leave the Christmas tree off. Again, that's wintry again. Again, that dates it, really. That's a real grandad pullover, isn't it? Grandad vest, I should say. Now you see, I do like that. That's just, you know, stripes really, just a basic cardigan, but don't need stripes. Oh, I'm going to have to stop leaning forward like this. It's doing havoc with my back. And that is pretty. That's sort of our kind of design. We should have put the camera a bit nearer now. It's because I'm lazy. No, that doesn't float my boat at all. As I say, there's far more knitted in here. These are guys' sweaters. Skip over these because I don't have any guys to knit for. My son wouldn't wear any hand knitted if I made it him. That's another guy one. He did when he was young, and he did when he was a teenager. He had a cream Aran sweater that my mum knitted for him. And there was a group, you may not remember it, it was called Haircut 100. And they all wore these Aran sweaters. My mum made one for my son and his best friend at the time. And I believe his best friend wore it till it dropped in pieces. He loved it so much. Well, that is really dated, isn't it? The man's not dated, he's rather dishy, but... And these are for kiddies. Again, that's a nice sweater if you left off the snowman. Christmas sweaters seem like a good idea, but they're rather a waste of yarn, aren't they? Because they can only really wear it Christmas Day or around Christmas, yeah. I'm not struck with that one, really. Don't think anybody would wear that I know. Yes. And again, that's a nice sweater, but it's spoilt really with having the Christmas stuff around the bottom of it. I'm a bit of a Grinch, aren't I? But to me, you know, I wouldn't make a sweater just purely for Christmas. I would just go and buy something really cheap, just wear it Christmas Day. Thankfully, we're not wearing Christmas sweaters this year because we're going out for a meal. That I don't like it because I don't like the colours. I've seen much nicer granny sweaters than that. And that is the end of the book. As I say, it was an ex-library book, so it's one of my cheapo ones. What came yesterday is Cable Crochet Made Easy. It's got a lot of lovely how-tos and what have you got in here, you know, showing you how to do the cable. And apparently each one of these patterns comes with a video, not in here, but you know, it gives you the HTTP address to go and type in to get the video. That one's called Comfy Alpaca Cabled Cap. That's quite a nice standard cap. The cable goes around that way. Don't know whether there's a better pattern of it. Yeah, there's a better picture of it. Sorry, not a better pattern. Picture of it there. And this one, I think this is really good. It's called Cables for My Guys. I think that's a nice guy kind of scarf. Not that I make for many guys, but you know what I mean. And this one is arrow stitch. I don't know if you've ever seen arrow stitch. I struggle a bit with arrow stitch, where you're doing like a V, isn't it? Where you're going into the rows below. And I don't know why I struggle so much with arrow stitch, but I do. As I said before on the shawl, I'm not infallible. There's certain things that I just really don't like doing. This is a beret, and it comes with a cabled neck warmer. I quite like that cabled neck warmer. It looks rather knitted, doesn't it? I like crochet, but I like things that look like knitted, you know, a bit weird that way. Although I don't like wearing a beret, that really doesn't. And those are, oops, let's bend the book, cabled mitts. And I'm sorry, Ruth, I haven't got round to... Ruth's got stuck with a pattern. She's asked me about to have a look at it. I haven't got round to it yet. I've been a bit busy. I can't say I've been busy crocheting or knitting, Max. I've just been busy. You know how time flies by when you think, oh, it's 4 o'clock already, what have I done? That's a poncho. I don't know if you can see it because it's in brown. It's called a Brana Barley poncho. I got this book from Amazon, by the way. And that's a baby blanket done in cables. The book is called Cable Crochet Made Easy. 18 cable crochet designs with complete video tutorials. They're not coming in the book, you have to look them up. By Bonnie Barker. Oh, that's a nice name, isn't it? Bonnie. It's a real Scottish name, Bonnie. I haven't really seen anybody or heard anybody called Bonnie for ages. It used to be popular at one time. This one's a bottle cover, cabled bottle cover. I've never got into the realms of bottle covers or water bottle covers or anything like that. I know that Rosita, you know, from the Philippines, she's done quite a few. This young lady is wearing a headband and mittens in cables. And I think it's lovely that they've used a model, you know, that has Down syndrome. She looks very pretty wearing it. That's another blanket done in cables. I really don't do blankets, they're too big for me to do. Now this one is very, very pretty, but I wish they'd show the front. It's called the Sweet Shrug. When I say sweet, it's S-C-H-W-E-E-T, sweet. But they show you the back, which is very pretty, but there's nowhere where they show you the front. You know, so you can't tell whether it just skims under the armpits or whether it has more of an actual front. I just wish they would show it, you know. That's pretty. That's called a Sapphire Alpaca Poncho. But of course, if I made it, it wouldn't be an alpaca. Because A, I can't afford it, and B, I would itch. And also, I'm terrible at hand washing things. I mean, I will hand wash like the shawls and that when I'm washing them through to block them and stretch them out a bit. But my own stuff, I just put it in the washing machine. Now this is very, very pretty. It's called the Abigail Scarf and Shawl. It's because you can make it in 2 versions. You can make it in a small version that just goes round the neck. Or you can make it in the full-size version, which is a shawl. And that one is done in a lace weight merino. But it's done on a G-hook or a 4mm, so you know, it's very fine yarn done on a bigger hook. Very pretty. And this one is the front cover one, which is kind of like a very big... I call them a stole. You know, when they're just a rectangle and they're wide. I call them a stole because they used to be done in fur. And talking about fur, do you like my fur collar? Not fur, of course, because I don't buy anything that's, you know, that might be cruel to animals. It's just imitation. It's from a nylon. There's a lot of nylons in the fur department these days, thankfully. And I do love this one. This is called the Tandem Cable Scarf. I think it's one of those, you know, asymmetrical kind of wedge cheese shape, yeah? But it does look very, very pretty. But it does say it's for the experienced crocheter and you have to watch the video, so there's quite a lot of rows in it. There's 70 rows in it. Hang on, no, there's 120 rows in it. As you can see, it is very, very pretty. And it's done in what they call a wattle stitch, with a cable at the edge of it. And the wattle stitch, I think, is... oh, what does it tell you? What the wattle stitch is? It tells you what the large cable wattle stitch is, which is a single crochet, a chain, a double crochet worked all into one stitch. I have done something similar to that. That's the American version, by the way. I have to translate because I don't work in America. I mean, people have said to me lots of times, why don't you make a tutorial? I mean, I don't have any incentive to make a tutorial. It's not in my, I don't want to make a tutorial. But I would just confuse everybody because I use English terms, UK travels and everything like that. And also, like, you have to get the permission of the person whose pattern it is, unless it's one that you've made up yourself. And I don't make up my own. I do make up my own patterns, I'm telling a lie. But I freestyle them, I don't write them down. So even I don't know how to make them the second time around, so you know what I mean. And I don't have the right equipment. This camera's, dodgy at the best of times. So, you really have to have good equipment, don't you, to do things like that. And I don't have the wherewithal to buy this kind of camera or the equipment the way you have to put it down over the top of you. And I bite my fingernails anyway, so I wouldn't want to put them on view. That'll put you off your dinner. It's one of my bad habits that I really do not like, and I hate biting fingernails at other people. And yet I do it. And yet I don't realise I'm doing it. It's only when I go, I think, oh, I bit my fingernail again. I don't consciously sit there going, But if I'm watching, this is why I need to crochet more. Because if I'm watching TV, I'm like, if I'm reading, And then it's like, ouch, I just bit my fingernail. Right, this one is the Granny Square crochet book that I got as a gift from Simon, if you remember, a couple of videos back, when he sent me the lovely gift of some yarn. And I promised you I'd show you a bit more of it. It's by Catherine Hurst, that's H-I-R-S-T. And it's 35 contemporary projects using traditional techniques. And I know you've all used granny squares, and we all have, but surprisingly enough I didn't have this book. That's a granny round cushion cover. I love all this boho look, I really, really do. But when you have a cat or a dog, they don't stay nice for long, they get the feet stuck in them. That's a granny square cup warmer, mug warmer. And these are, I think they're more like pot holders, as in the fact you can get hold of something hot with them. Or I suppose you could use them as a coaster. That's showing them more in detail. One's a half one and one's a closed in granny square, you know what I mean, not holes. What have we got next? I do love tea cozies like that, but I don't own a teapot, so, well, I might own a teapot, but I don't know where it is. I don't drink tea. Striped lampshades cover. Again, that's not something that I would personally make because I'm always scared of things setting on fire, fabric on electric light bulbs. Well, I know they're not near, but it always scares me a little, yeah. And that's an ottoman cover, or a square poof, whatever you want to call it. And these are flower garden table mats. They're sort of granny squares, all in the same shade of green, but with different, I don't really can see very well, different coloured centres, pinks or blues. This is a hexagon table runner. Cotton square flannels or washcloths or whatever you want to call them. Excuse me, that's my stomach rumbling. I don't know why it's rumbling, because I have eaten something for lunch. Granny square cushion cover. Again, that's very sort of bohemian, gypsy, whatever. And I do like that look. But again, I'm not keen on the crocheting for cushion covers. Now that's a lap quilt, so you must have to sort of puff it up in some way or another. It says this little quilt is perfect to snuggle across your lap. It's constructed of closed granny squares. Oh, it's stuffed with toy stuffing, yeah, which gives it extra insulated warmth. So you probably have to make 2 granny squares and sort of sandwich them together with some toy stuffing in between. You could use wadding, couldn't you? You know, the wadding in a sheet that you buy, you know, for lining like baby pram quilts and things. A sunflower square cushion cover, you know, for a seat. And sweet granny bunting. I've actually got some granny bunting upstairs that I used to use when I had a craft fair, but it's very vibrant colours. I keep meaning to hang it somewhere in the craft room, but I haven't got around to it yet. White and bright bed cover. That's pretty. Oh, it is pretty. It's got really vibrant colours on it. Christmas stocking. Although, you know, you'd be better off making it something in red, wouldn't you, if you were doing a stocking for Christmas. Now we're on to accessories. Colourful clutch bag. I don't think Gigi would appreciate that. It's very feminine looking, isn't it? A crochet hook roll holder. I've got mine made out of fabric, and I've also got a lovely one that Grace sent to me. That's like a huge pencil case. It's great with a zip round it. I tend to use that. But I have got a fabric one that was made for me many years ago by a friend. A chunky pointed cowl. So it's sort of like half of a V and half of a cowl. Sue's made some nice ones in those. There's a couple still left on my Etsy shop. I really like them. They've got fringing on them and everything. They're really nice. I'm really surprised they haven't sold. A closed granny triangle shawl. I mean, the ones that Sue's made, I really like them. I might make myself one of those. They just go over like a polo kind of thing, you know, and then they're just a little bit here that covers the cold bit. You know, if you're wearing a coat sometimes, they don't always zip right up to the top, do they? Or there's sometimes that gap, you know, if you buy a coat that has like a round neck, they don't fit up here, do they? They fit further away. And you get that cold gap. What's this one? Oh, an iPad and an iPhone cover. I don't have a cover for my tablet thing because it never leaves the house, so. Oh, I think Sue showed you those last time, didn't she, with the granny arm warmers? I still haven't made myself any arm warmers. I keep saying I'm going to make some, but I probably would like them knitted, you know, into that beautiful yarn I got from Yarn Ablaze. Now that's the scarf. I just adore the colours of that. They're so lovely. I would like it in dark colours as well, you know, like maroons and purples and dark greens. Granny square gloves. I don't really crochet gloves because I don't sort of get the fingers right. They look like a big bunch of bananas stuck on the end of my fingers and you can't move your hands. No doubt they're lovely and warm. My aunt used to knit gloves, but she used to knit them very fine here. Granny square gilet. That's quite nice, isn't it? It's done in an almost solid colour. I must adjust that granny square coat of mine. I mean, I love it to death, but the sleeves are a bit wide, yeah. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. A granny square tote. Doesn't float my boat at all. Yeah, as I was saying with the coat, I need to put some rose to tighten up the sleeves a little bit. But it's remembering what colour of black I use, because there's so many shades of black. I'll have to go outside when it's bright light and match up the black and make sure I've got the same black. Mini granny square booties. And Sweet Posies pram blanket. A lot of patterns in this book. It's very good value. I mean, I didn't buy it personally, but Simon did. But it's very good value. Mini square detail baby hat. And that's very pretty, isn't it? That's for a little girl. Very pretty. It's got the squares around the bottom and the stripes at the top. That's a very pretty jacket. I don't have any success with making baby things. I'm supposed to be sending some to my friend in America to see if she can sell some for me, but I keep forgetting to look out for them. If you're watching, Jenny, I will do it soon. That's a baby's bib. I'm not a lover of crochet bibs unless it's a special, you know, for a christening or something, really frilly. I mean, I don't think they would mop up much, or they may be too rough, you know, for the baby's skin, because you would need to use a cotton, wouldn't you, for it to be absorbent. Granny striped elf hat. They're nice for photo opportunities, aren't they, or for Christmas time, yeah, something like that. And sparkly flower headband, again there. I think they're pretty if you have a baby that doesn't have any hair and people are saying, is it a boy or a girl, you know. I had that problem with my son. He was quite, I know it sounds dreadful to say he was an ugly baby, but he wasn't the prettiest when he was newborn because he had this cross-looking face because he had creases on it. And he had huge ears. He's grown into his ears now, so, you know, no comments about his ears now, he's grown. But when he was a baby, they just seemed out of proportion to his little body, you know. So I used to cover him up a lot. And then when he grew into his ears when he got about 2. And, but he had white blonde hair and it was curly. And people used to say, oh, isn't she lovely? I used to dress him in blue, but they still used to say, isn't she lovely? He's a boy. And of course, as soon as Arian could talk, he used to say, I'm a boy, not a girl. Right, that's Dot in a square blanket. I think anybody who's had a pretty child about 2 goes through this, is it a boy or a girl stage, yeah. Well, they put little girls in denim now, which confuses me even more. Getting old when you can't tell babies apart, aren't you? It's a teddy bear. And you look at the little faces and you think, oh, that's definitely a little girl. And it's not. Well, then this one is just useful information, which gives you a lot of how-tos, which is very good if you're not actually sure about things. You know, there's a lot of how-tos, a lot of instructions with it. So that's a very useful book. As I say, it's Granny Square Crochet by Catherine Hurst. I'm not sure where Simon got it from, but they do sell it on Amazon. So thank you very much, Simon. It's a really great book, that. Great book. So the weather is going duller and I'm just keeping my eye out because I'm doubting very much whether my shawls are actually going to dry out there. But I just like to give them sort of some fresh air, some airing, you know, to they smell nicer when they're dried outdoors, don't they? Even though I've put them in, you know, woolite and comfort and stuff like that, where it's fabric softener, isn't it? Not comfort. Fabric softener, but it's got a nice fragrance to it. I still like to dry them outdoors rather than indoors. Because of course if you dry them indoors sometimes the heat's a bit strong if they're too near a radiator. My house is a little bit, oh come on, confess Janet, it's a lot untidy. Any crafter who lives in a tidy house, please tell me how you do it, because I can't. My house is always littered up. It's not, you know, with things on things and packets of yarn everywhere, wool everywhere. Even though I take the big amounts up into the craft room, which is looking like a jumble sale again, I have the packets down that I'm actually working with, so, or I've got the projects downstairs that I'm working with. I mean, I think my son and daughter-in-law thought I was going to sit up in the craft room, but I have, oh, there's a fly. I have got a problem up there in the fact that sometime when my son was living here, whenever ago, years ago, he turned off the radiator at both sides and it's sort of stone cold. And I tried to turn it, you know, with the key thing, but oh, when my son turns anything off, he turns it off, you know, it's so tight. So I can't do it with the key, you know, to try and bleed it, to try and get it going again, you know, and try and turn it on. And when I did try to turn it on one time at the bottom, it's actually started leaking a bit, and I thought, nah, not going there. So I turned it back off again. I didn't want wet carpet, you know. And it's just never got turned back on. So if I was to sit up there in the winter time, I would have to put electric heater on, because I'm not messing with that radiator, just not messing with it at all. Because most of the time the wool doesn't need to be warm, does it? It doesn't need to be hot. Especially the yarn that's really close to the radiator. I don't want it overheating. But in the summer, of course, it gets all the sunshine, so it's beautifully bright, light room. And you'll probably see a few more videos that I make when, you know, in the summertime, because it's so nice and bright. Anyway, it hasn't gone beep 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 on me this time, so it must have been. When I plug it into my PC to transfer the videos and photos to it, it's supposed to delete them off the camera. But obviously, for some reason or another, it didn't delete my last video or whatever off the camera. And so, as you know, it was like a 40-odd minute. We talked out of time, didn't we? So it was a long video last time. So that's why there was no space. So I haven't run out of space at the moment. Fingers crossed. I don't know who's coming when. I think I've got company coming on Thursday. Hopefully it'll be, the gang's all here. Hopefully there'll be 4 people here. It's like a little pre-party for my birthday. So I think there's going to be Sue, Kelly, Christina and me on Thursday. So you should get another video then. Even if we don't have anything to show, we'll just be sitting there. You can watch us having a laugh. There's 2 kind of videos, isn't there? There's ones where I'm showing you things, and then there's others where we're just yapping. So it'll be like I'll be inviting you to my little tea party. Yep. I've got some cake at the moment that I bought yesterday when I went shopping, but obviously if I'm going to get some sandwiches or something, I can't get them yet until the day. Oh, and there's somebody on my door, so that's time to say goodbye. So farewell to everybody. Farewell.